Hello again, it's Rita at ArtistRibyRita. Today I'm going to try something different, a swipe and spin, and it came out gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to try something different. Excuse my table. I know. This is house paint mixed with, it's 3/4 house paint, and it's a big squirt of GAG 800, a little bit of water, and a little bit of Floetrol. So as you can see, it's not thin and it's not super thick. I find when it's just house paint, the pillow, I get all of these lumps and bumps. These colors are all my leftover colors. It's a dark royal blue, a turquoisey color, a plum, some gold, a greenish blue, another light blue, and then some violet. And these are all thicker. Okay. So here we go. I'm putting my base coat on and just spreading it out to the outer perimeters without having it drip over. And as you can see, I sped it up for you, and I'm just putting a little bit more in the middle. Not sure I quite needed that actually. Now I'm just layering my colors in a random, well, not that random, a nice pattern. And as you can see, it's not a ton of paint. I am looking for some negative space. And I'm just gonna see where this takes me. And so now I've got my cell activator, which is about 4 to 5 of Floetrol to 1 part of titanium white Amsterdam paint. And I'm trying the white here, as you can see. And at some point I'm gonna switch over to a black cell activator because I'm gonna try both in this for a different effect. And I'm just swiping it over the top very gently. See, and there's my black cell activator, and I believe that's lamp, gosh, what's it called? Lamp black from Amsterdam. Same ratio, 4 or 5 to 1 of paint. And I'm just gliding it over and spreading it out and playing. I tried to get a close-up here. And so you could see how quickly the cell activator, creates beautiful cells. And, you can make your lines solid lines, or you could sort of play with the palette knife. And I have to say, initially, I was really scared to use the palette knife because I felt out of control. I had become somewhat proficient in using wet paper towels, the plastic thin page dividers and such. But working with the palette knife actually allows you a certain bit of freedom in making lovely little swirls that you can't get completely with a paper towel, but or a plastic piece, because it kind of becomes an extension of your hand. Anyways, look at the beautiful cells. And then, of course, I'm going to bring it into my puppy pool, where I'm going to spin it after and enlarge the cells. And I really do love the way this piece turned out. So I hope you stick around and watch the whole video, because it's quite spectacular. And I sold this one almost immediately as soon as I put it up. Right now I'm just spreading my white, and as you can see I took some from the middle because I don't think I needed that pillow. I'm spreading all my white base to the sides because I didn't fully spread it out. And normally if I wouldn't be spinning, this would be a problem because those indentations would be left. And you see I'm taking out from the middle. I'm not sure I'm going to do a little pillow next time. And just spreading it out. Now this was based on something I saw from Sarah Taylor Modern Art, and she's really wonderful, and she put a thicker pillow than I did. I used the same as my base, and perhaps I have to try to experiment next time and make a different pillow, maybe a little thicker, but I really do like the way this came out. So to say that I was, displeased, I wasn't. I was really pleased with the end result. And the time that I made the base thicker, even with spinning, I felt there were ebbs and flows to the base coat. I have to stop saying I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Anyways, so I think that adding a little more water, and I absolutely the GAC 800 for the house paint. By the way, this is a Canadian brand. It's Easy Flow from Canadian Tire, and it's a semi-gloss if I didn't write it down. And I'm just, trying to create a composition as I'm spreading it out. And you could see, and I'm pretty sure I used the Artist Loft Cobalt Blue. And I'm sorry I didn't mention all the paints because they're leftovers from a couple of paints. And they were a mixture of Liquitex Basics, Artist Loft, colors, and yeah, now I'm just spreading it out. It's actually it's absolutely so much fun because you are really interacting with the paint and the design, and it's different than a Dutch pour where you create the line and then you create the effects, and yes, you can create different effects, but this just is more, it just feels more like it's coming from you. And I have to say I really enjoyed it. And it's already looking like a little like the end result does. And you can always add more as I'm doing here. And composing the structure of the painting as you're going. It really was a lot of fun. And although I've seen people use all sorts of things, I've seen them use spatulas. I've seen them use Gail Burston from Life and Splatters, who I absolutely love watching as well. I've seen her use a pie cutter, which is basically just a bigger palette knife. And I think that, I'm going to just go smaller for now until I feel more comfortable. As I said before, I felt mostly comfortable with the plastic and the the paper towel, the wet paper towel. But I challenged myself to try with the palette knife. And yes, many failures first. Because sometimes I would like dig it into rather than just go over the top. Because yes, you have more control with the palette knife, but you can also do more damage and cut right into the base coat. But I've also found that when I do kind of go a little deeper, it brings out some of the other colors. I think it's, gosh, where I did 2 paintings, might be number 8, I'm not sure. It's called the Swipe and Tilt. And that one, I did dig in once on one of them, and I found I got way more gold. And I actually liked it because the gold was underneath. And it's almost like you have to not stack your colors on top, but maybe beside each other. And that's what I'm going to try next. So it's all a learning curve, guys. You know, I'm growing in this art and you're watching it. There is no perfection. It's all about growing and learning more and figuring things out, and different bases, different pouring materials, pouring mediums, which really I've only tried Liquitex pouring medium, Floetrol. I have tried water, and I just found I didn't love it. And a little GAC 800, but that's not really a pouring medium. That's just to prevent cracking and crazing, especially with a thicker house paint. And as you can see, I think I gave up on using the white, and I just started using the black, and that was that. And notice how I go over the sides. You want to make sure your sides carry on for flow, especially when you're spinning, but also for, you know, the design aspect, unless you want to have a white or black band across the sides. I don't. And here I am, I'm just thinking now, perhaps I should speed this up because I think you guys get the gist. So here I brought it over to my puppy pool, and that's parchment paper underneath. And I'm just spreading it out, making sure that, you know, there's the base coat is gonna come off. And I think I'm obviously think there's way too much paint in the center and getting it on the sides. Now I think I sped this part up, so I don't tend to spin very quickly. and I don't think one should, because A, you can lose your painting. It could fly across the room, and as well, you have to do it slowly. You don't want to pull it in one direction and then have to go in a different direction. And if you want the paint to go in a specific area, pull from that side over. And you should spin it in different directions slowly. Here I'm doing it in the same direction. Why am I doing that? And look at the difference already. I mean, look at the difference already. And here I am, you know, you could still tilt it. And I could have moved it and sort of spun it from that area rather than tilt. But you can do whatever you want. And I love the way it looks. It's sort of all going in one direction. And that cobalt blue from Artist Loft, just the metallic, just shines through it all. I have to say, between the Deco Art metallics and a few other metallics, they really do sparkle. I tried using iridescent medium as well, and I find it just adds sparkle. It doesn't necessarily add a lot of that metallic look I'm looking for, that sheen, and perhaps I'm just not adding enough. But look at that, isn't that something? Oh my gosh. I love the way the purple is just hidden. It just comes out a little bit through the white, because I find sometimes the purple, the plums, they just take over. And I don't necessarily want it to take over. Here again, I'm saying again. That was sped up, definitely. I think I've sped this. Yeah, I have sped it up. Boy, my hands are a mess. I don't do gloves. I should do gloves. But I don't. You know, I don't think it's an issue anymore with PPE, but I'm just wondering, I think I'm just covering some more white on the sides. You think there would be enough, but clearly, or yeah, I just want it to flow nicely onto the sides. And I think what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to put 2 sticks on top of the Lazy Susan, so rather than touch the painting from the bottom, I can just turn it with the sticks. I've seen, oh my gosh, Kathleen Miller do that. And I think I'm just about done here, guys. Because you know what? I fiddle a lot, I have to say. Even after I'm done videotaping, I'll sit there and fiddle for a while. It's kind of just what I do. So it's never as quick as it seems to be on the video. It's just gorgeous. I love the play in the colors. I love the movement. I love the cells. I mean, look at the cells. So every time I put the stick in, I take the excess paint off. Fiddle away, one of my favorite things to do. I could do that for 2 hours, I swear. But the paint would start to dry, so that actually would not be a great thing to do. And here's the close-up. Just, oh, look at the cells and the different colors. Look at it. It's so pretty. It's just so pretty. And the movement is sort of going in one direction, but just look at this. Look at the colors in the cells, and these are almost like purling. It's just beautiful. I'm definitely going to create something like this again. And look at there, the purple and the blue have sort of melded together. I have to say I'm in love with this one. And I'll probably continue to play a little bit after it's done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so appreciative. Please do share, do like, do subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at ArtistRibyRita. Ciao. Bye.